AMP Studios brought to you by Old Mutual.
The global pandemic has exposed the fact that many of us are ill-prepared for rainy days. Entertainers in general are among the hardest hit. We need to save for rainy days. We need to have a financial plan in place. We have all learned many lessons, especially around our finances. So let's make use of this time to reflect and plan for any future rainy days. You might not have been prepared for this one, but it doesn't mean that you cannot plan for the next one. Live within your means. Don't go overboard. There's no need to impress anyone. Don't owe anybody any success but yourself. Let's all plan for tomorrow. Speak to a financial advisor. This is the reason we partnered with MTV to provide these tips and for you to achieve your exceptionally best future.
Music has changed. How it makes us feel never will. The time is now to visit ampstudios.co.za.
Hi, I'm Sam.
I'm also Sam.
Meet my little Sam. Only the best for my Sam.
Sam! I'm Sam!
This is Sam, live. I'm Sam.
No two people are the same, so why should their cover be? New personal cover from Old Mutual lets you build the cover that's right for you and your budget. And it's easy to change as your life does too. The time is now to get personal cover that's just for you. Speak to your financial advisor today.
AMP Studios brought to you by Old Mutual.
And welcome to AMP Studios. We're broadcasting live from Newtown Junction Mall. My name is Lerato Herfele, and I'm reporting for host duties today. But I'm not alone. I finally have some company. We've got a live audience. They're all socially distanced and observing to COVID-19 health protocols. Hello, guys. I'm so happy I've got company. Please give yourselves a round of applause. Yes. And if you are new to this incredible space, AMP Studios is basically a launch pad for young up-and-coming talent who want to break into the entertainment industry, and we give them the tools to do exactly just that. We've got a boardroom over there if you want to impress a client. We also have got workstations, so it's a place for you to work, but also to network with other creatives. And then upstairs, we've got a world-class recording studio. We've got video production facilities for YouTube, amazing Wi-Fi, and of course, Joburg's best-kept secret, we also have the best coffee in town. Now, in addition to all of that, we also host regular AMP Masterclasses and Icon Hero conversations, and today is no different. We've got a music icon, a musical genius. Man, he's just so talented. We've got the amazing Prince Kaybee, who's going to be hosting today's Masterclass. Please give him a round of applause. Prince Kaybee.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Now, the last time I saw you was at 947. You were actually playing a live set, preparing for Joburg Day. And it was such an incredible day for me because the entire Prime Media building came down to watch you. I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah, I do remember this. It was in studio, right?
Yeah.
Just before my interview, was it after?
That's correct. It was before your interview.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Now, we've had global stars coming. We've had the likes of Terry Henry at 947, Taraji P. Henson, but I've never seen so many people come and watch someone. It was amazing. It was really incredible.
Yeah.
I wonder today you've brought all the equipment, you've brought the big stuff out. Are you going to be playing for us, Kajin?
I'm not going to play like a live set like on 947, but I'm going to show people just a few tips on how I make my music, and obviously speaking about finances, wealth, and the works. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, as he said, so Prince Kaybee is going to be sharing more about his journey in the music industry, the lessons he's learned along the way, and how he's managed to build such a sustainable and incredible brand over such a short period of time. So do engage with us. Please comment on this live stream, as also at Old Mutual SA across all social media platforms using the hashtag AMP Studios as well as hashtag AMP Masterclasses. And if you want access to all our incredible facilities, don't forget all you need is an Old Mutual money account, and it only costs you R4.95 a month. That's right. How do you get yours? Well, just go to ampstudios.co.za right now and just click on the Old Mutual money account tab. It should be on your right-hand side. It's as quick as that. Okay, so like I said, I've got company, but I've also invited my fave, Zweli from 947. He's also here. In fact, he's doing the 947 Top 40 from upstairs. So we will be crossing live to him in a couple of minutes' time. I'm looking forward to that. All right, so DJ Fresh kickstarted our masterclass, our very first one for the year. It was incredible. So I anchored the news on Fresh's show, but I actually learned so much from that masterclass. So please make sure that you watch our other masterclasses and our incredible Icon Hero conversations. What we've also done is that we've turned them into podcasts. So it should be on Spotify as well as on iTunes, and you can catch up with all the masterclasses from before. Have you guys watched some of the masterclasses? Yes? Yes? And they're incredible, aren't they? Yeah. Okay, and then for today, please have your questions ready that you want to ask Prince Kaybee. You know, any tough questions about the industry. There's no such thing as a silly question, right? So I hope that you guys have your questions ready and your notebooks and your notepads to engage with them, ne? Fantastic. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be crossing live to 947 in a couple of minutes of time. So in 5 minutes' time, okay, so Prince Kaybee,
Yep.
how has lockdown treated you? I was saying earlier on that, okay, everyone is social distance, they're wearing their masks, we're observing COVID-19 health protocols, but it's been a tough period for the country, hasn't it? How's it been for you?
Except for losing money, I've been fine. I'm an introvert, I was telling you earlier.
Yeah.
So being locked up in the house and having some time to yourself is something that I've practiced like for the rest of my life, most of my life. So I was fine with family around. Sometimes we video call, because I live in Durban, my mom lives in the Free State.
Yes.
So yeah.
Was that Senegal? Hey?
Yeah.
Free State.
yeah, I'm from Senegal, the Free State. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, what are all of us have had some time to reflect during this time,
Yeah.
and get to just do some deep introspection. Are there some of the things that you've been, had time to think about and ponder on during this period?
Yes, I realized that you need family more than anything. I've realized the amount of time I've spent with my mother, my kids, my girlfriend, and people that I work with. People that I work with are very close,
Yes.
Close to me, and we used to meet every now and then during lockdown, or even like chat or whatever the case. So it taught me that people around me, especially family, is very, very important.
Incredibly important.
Yeah.
Indeed it is. We're looking forward to your masterclass this
Yeah.
afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so don't forget to engage with us across all social media platforms at Old Mutual SA using the hashtag AmpStudios, hashtag Amped Masterclass. And if you want to be part of the Amped community, please send us your name to 081 707 6636. That number again is 081 707 6636. And if maybe you want to be an audience member and come and hang out with us here, make use of our boardroom facilities, world-class recording studios upstairs. There's a workstation, amazing Wi-Fi. All you need is an Old Mutual money account. And remember, that only costs you R4.95 a month. It's as easy as that. And all you need to do is go to ampstudios.co.za and click on the money account tab. All right, so we're going to be crossing live to Zweli in about 3 minutes' time. So we're just going to paddle just slightly a bit more. Okay, fantastic. Well, it's back to you then, Gabriel.
Yeah, of course.
This is one thing I want to ask. One of the first things so my husband is German. And one of the first things when he arrived in South Africa,
Yeah.
the first song that he liked was Charlotte Yao.
Okay.
Do you actually know the kind of global reach that you have? Are you aware of that?
Yeah, there's an app that I have. It's called Universal Music Artists. I'm a signed Universal Artist, and we check how far or the reach of your music. I think songs like Charlotte, I can even tell you which community likes more songs or whatever the case. I know coloreds like Charlotte. I know most black people like the Club Controllers,
Yes.
the Banomoyas, and the Fetch Your Life, mostly to the white people, especially in the US. Fetch Your Life is, for me, in my catalog, the biggest song that I've ever had. Going to the United States, your parts like Greece and Spain and so forth. Yeah.
And when you are busy making these songs, do you have that in mind, the fact that it has to appeal to various markets, be it in the US and Germany or wherever it might be? Or you just make a song to make it sound nice and make it sound amazing?
It's weird though, but when I'm in studio, like I've got different avatars of myself. I've got like 6 KBs in the room. That time I'm alone. This is in my head.
Yes.
You know, I'm trying to figure out what the song would sound like to different people. You know, it's a bit difficult to be objective to yourself, but it's something that I try very, very hard to do. So apart from like when you make a song, I think every producer will attest to this, is that you literally thinking of people throwing their hands up, going crazy over your song. But at the same time, you need to create a sound for the heart, for the soul, to create memories and so forth. Yeah.
Sure. And do you have a favorite?
A favorite what? Song?
A favorite song. Of your songs, do you actually have one where you like, it might be one that, you know, that's not incredibly famous, but you're like, this is the one that people are actually sleeping on?
I don't know, but I've got 2 favorites. It's Google 2 and Fetch Your Life.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a hit, right?
Yeah,
Google
yeah.
It and Fetch Your Life. Those are the ones, aren't they? Okay, fantastic. I think that Zweli is almost ready for us. In 30 seconds, we're going to be going live on 947. Like I said, he's doing his show live from upstairs, the 947 Top 40. So looking forward to talking to him there. Don't forget to comment on our live stream. Tell your friends to come and join us. Come, because Prince Kaybee is about to give us an incredible masterclass, sharing more about his journey, you know, the ins and outs of the industry and all of that. So I hear that Zweli is ready for us.
We'll have to wait and see how things pan out over the course of the next few weeks. So we're live from the AMP Studios in Newtown by Old Mutual. There's a masterclass that's about to get underway with Lerato Herfela and Prince Kaybee. And we're going to cross on over right to Lerato Herfela and check out how everything is going down there.
Hi, Zwels.
Good morning, Lerato.
Guten Morgen.
Are you ready to get the pearls out of Prince Kaybee and we can get some wisdom today?
We already have a couple of gems out, so we're kind of getting a warm up, but we're about to get into things. So as well, I've been talking about AMP Studios and raving about it so much. I'm glad that you finally got a chance to be here with us.
Finally.
It's an incredible space, isn't it? Like a true Joburg gem, isn't it?
No, it really is. And just, the creativity that, can be unleashed in a space like this for young people who really are looking, just to get that first kickstart and really start their career. I don't think there's a better place to do it rather than AMP Studios.
Absolutely. It is incredible that Old Mutual is nurturing young South African talent.
Yeah.
So if our listeners want to come here and make use of our world-class equipment, we've got boardroom facilities, video production facilities, a world-class recording studio, workspaces. You can come and actually network with other creatives here. All you need is an Old Mutual money account. It only costs you R4.95 a month. That's it. So they can go to ampstudios.co.za to get hold of that account right now. But we are streaming live on our AMP Studios YouTube page, as well as across all social media platforms. So Zweli, as you would normally say, without further to do, right?
There we go.
Prince Kaybee is ready for us. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a huge round of applause for the first Masterclass with Prince Kaybee. Take it away.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's actually very weird to speak to people with masks on because the facial expressions, I can't tell you like what I'm saying or you like me as a person. Or what, guys? Anyway, my name is Kabelo Motsamai. I actually like Kabelo more than Prince Kaybee because Prince is not really my real name. I just looked in the mirror and I saw a prince. And that's how I started with the Prince Kaybee. So I grew up in the Free State, in Welkom. I was born in Senekal, very, very small town. I think a few weeks after my mom conceived, she moved to Welkom. That's where I grew up. Went to primary and went to high school and moved from Welkom. I went to Bloemfontein. Bloemfontein for me is the capital of the Free State, where everything starts, moving. I don't think I'm talented in music because at the time I was growing up and finding myself, it wasn't clicking. Like I didn't see it. I didn't see myself being a DJ. I didn't see myself playing any instruments, none whatsoever. So to me, music is a skill that I managed to perfect. It's not a talent. There's two differences. You can have a skill, you can have a talent. Talent is something that you realize at a very early stage and you start, working on it. So for me, this came very, very late. I think I was in high school, grade 10. I don't know if you guys know Kenny Kunene. Any one of you guys? The Sushi King? Yeah. Actually, Kenny Kunena was my high school English teacher. Before he became the Sushi King, he used to drive a nice Golf 3, before the Lamborghinis and everything. So he was you can say my best friend, because every time after school, he would take me to the bus, drop me off there. He used to play a lot of house music. I was like, hey, Mona, what's this? What's this thing you're playing? I was like, no, this is house music. There's a song called The Weekend. I can't wait for the weekend. Yeah, that's the song that got me into house music. So Kenny Kunana used to bump this song, and I was big on soccer. I used to play a lot of soccer. So when we had our outings just before the match, he would set up like a nice PA where he plays and stuff. And I saw this whole DJing thing from him. I'm like, please teach me how to do this. But he didn't teach me. He showed me like, okay, cool, you can do this, do that, and you have your way. I dropped out grade 11. And I was very rebellious. I remember one time I took my Afrikaans teacher's car to the field, and I was spinning. I was crazy, guys. Trust me, I was crazy. So I got suspended for quite some time, a few months. And then after that, I was like, what's the point of going back to school? This was me then. Very rebellious. I didn't know what I was doing, and at the time, my mom used to stay at a small town in the Free State called Botshabelo. So I moved from there when I dropped out because I was tired of the whole, hey, Kabelo, when are you getting some work? I was a guy on the couch all the time, chilling. There was a time my mom gave me forms to be a police officer. I was like, no ways. I'm not doing this, and I left. I left my mom and my kid. I had a kid at the time. I left them for like 3 years. I went to Bloom, got to Bloom, started DJing. There was a club in Small Street. There's a street called Small Street. The people that go to Makufe will know this. Have you guys been to Makufe before? Nah, typical Joburg people. Anyway, there's a street called Small Street in Bloemfontein. This is where everything happens. There's 6 clubs in that street. If you've been to Cape Town, it's literally the same as Kunja, what is called Long Street. Yes, the same as Long Street, just that Long Street is longer. Yeah, so Small Street, everything happens there. Literally started my career in Small Street, playing at a club with a Nigerian guy. The Nigerian guy owned the club. That's why I was so actually hacked when everyone was, the whole xenophobia thing happened, because the person that took me in was a foreigner. So for me, it was a bit of a confusing moment where South Africans are like, all the people from other countries must go home, whatever the case. Yeah, it was a bit of a confusion for me, but he took me in, started playing there at his club, and I started making music. I borrowed a laptop from one of my friends, slept at the back of this club, started producing. My first ever big hit, which is Better Days, was produced at the club. I didn't even know how to play instruments. I was just drawing things, and I literally gave in to what sounded good. Anything that sounded good at the time, I put it in a playlist and do whatever, and then had a song. I released that song. Data File Host is a site where you release music for free. You can't really make money out of that because you're looking for exposure. You want people to get this song to get to people as quick as possible. Released Better Days. Everything started to pick up. I remember after releasing Better Days, I saw a show called Ones and Twos. It's on SABC 1. I attended the show. I think from the top 12, that's when I realized this is now starting to be a big deal. People are starting to send DMs for collaborations. Industry peers, the people that I call peers today, reached out back then, and it was just too much for me. I then after Ones and Twos, obviously I won the competition, moved on, started making money, started gigging, started doing all these things. It was a mess. Everything happened so quick in my life. Literally, I started my career 6 years ago. And by the grace of God, what I've achieved is something that people that that have been in the industry for more than 15, 20 years, they haven't achieved that. So I'm very, very grateful and appreciate the support that I've gotten from South Africans and people all over the world. Anyway, did ones and twos. One, started releasing music, started gigging, started making money. And I realized with DJing and with the amount of income that we make, it can hype you up. It goes to your head. It can really, really hype you up because you start from charging 2.5 to 80,000. Like, what? When did I get here? You know, so it can really, really hype you up. So I call bookings future income. Like, I gave it that term because I was having a conversation with one of the people that I started with. He was my manager at the time. He used to tell me all the time, Kabelo, stop spending future income. I'm like, why do you call it future income? Why? It's here now. It's in my account. Why is it in the future? You know, he's like, you get a gig, you get booked for a gig, and this gig, let's say it's January, you get a booking for December. You know, that's future money. You haven't done the service. The money is here, yes, but you haven't done the service. So I realized that most of the time why artists get broke or they don't know where their money is going is that they spend their future income, you know. So you do not spend money until you have delivered the service. That's what has kept me going personally, because I get to the gig, I still have the money. There was times before when I started, I get to the gig, I've already borrowed like 2.5 for gas, I don't have the food. Like, I borrowed money for sneakers just to look good at the time because I've already spent the money and the gig is tomorrow, you know. So I think one of the things that are depriving artists from being successful is that they spend their future income all the time. Even when you get endorsements, until this thing airs on TV, do not spend this money, you know. Even when you do get the chance to spend the money, I mean, come on, you can't go crazy. You know, you have to spend it wisely. So as you see the industry as it is, you know, a lot of people, I remember there's a horror story when she came out with it. She was like, hey, they're cheating me, the contract, the what. Like, I'm literally tired of hearing that story from artists because the industry is a give and take, guys. I'm not here to blow your head or tell you something, some fairy tale, or go to you can sign a contract with a label and you're going to make the most money. The label doesn't get anything. It's a give and take industry. You sign a contract that suits you, and then after that, the whoever is spending money or investing in your ideas, your music, whatever, they also have to make money out of that. There's no way you're going to make money alone. So going to the tabloids, complaining without reading contracts first is actually shooting yourself in the leg. It's impossible to win that battle. So when it comes to contracts, I remember when I got my first contract, it was like what? 2016. This is 2016. This is before I actually dropped Charlotte. I dropped Charlotte in 2016. But before I dropped that song with Lady Zamar, Universal called me. Yo, we're interested in your music. Can you please come through to the studio? Let's have a chat. Went, I saw the contract. I was like, hey, there's too many big words here. Don't know what's going on here. They're like, no, sign. Let's do it now quickly so that you can start releasing music. I'm like, whoa. Let me just take this and understand it. Also, you can request for a more simpler contract, you know, the one without the big words. It's going to be longer, but I think it's worth it. You know, you can request a more simpler contract where you can literally understand each and every word, each and every clause, how you're going to contribute into the company, how the company is going to contribute back to you. Also, one of the things that people don't take to consideration is that you need to know what you want outside of music. I've met so many artists. I've had so many conversations with artists. Some of them don't even know what they're doing. They don't even know what they want in the industry. You meet someone, all they want is music videos. I want to be on TV, you know. that's not for me, because I'm an introvert, like going on TV and being seen as the coolest guy or making the most money wasn't really my thing. You know, I just wanted to make music because of how I started. I started very, very small. Like I started on a low budget. So I don't really know. At the time I was making money, I didn't know money. You know, so artists don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they want outside of music or within music. Hence, they can't really tell if the contract suits them or not. So you can simplify your contract, get a nearest lawyer, or even the guy that gives you the contract. Tell them, Ogote, in fact, I don't understand what's going on here. Can you please try and simplify this thing so that I understand it? So, and I've noticed in most South African contracts, there's a clause called world. In that clause, it simply means the company is obliged, like they must take your brand and go market your brand in other places apart from South Africa. It could be Nigeria, it could be New York, it could be Greece, Spain, whatever. As long as the world knows or understand the kind of music you're making. And I can literally count 3-4 artists that have managed to accomplish that. That understand that, you know, that understand what the contract says and what the company owes you as an artist to go market your brand overseas, you know. We don't really explore that clause, and one of the things that these big companies, one of the reasons why these big companies don't really entertain it is because it's a lot of money. Remember, when you are known here in South Africa, you're practically a new artist overseas. What you need to do to market yourself overseas, you need to be present. As much as you are present here in South Africa, for people to know you, you must be present overseas. What does that mean? It means you need to be there, book accommodation, eat, go around, drive around, market yourself, and that comes at a cost, but this is what the company promised you, and they must deliver on it, and people don't really follow up on that. And I feel like one of the things that actually make you hit the ceiling as a South African artist is that when you hit the ceiling, you're not aware, and you're not aware that you need to explore other avenues, like outside of the country. It's not easy. I myself, I'm still struggling with getting my brand out there, but I understand what companies must do, you know, to be out there. It's dope. It's nice to have a song like Google too, you know, getting interviews, getting money and whatever. But what's next? I mean, you know, what's next? What am I doing next? A song literally lasts 3 months on air, topping charts. 3 months is enough. And then what's next? You know, you need to come up with a new album or a new song or new ideas or whatever the case. But within that, coming up with new songs, new ideas, whatever, you need to understand that you need to exploit or explore other territories in your life as a musician, which is outside of South Africa, and you know, moving on. So there's a part here: create a career that can withstand the test of time. So I always have these conversations with people that you meet a guy, he's got one song, he's big. After that, you see him in the club all the time. After that, you see him like everywhere apart from the studio. Like this person, you see them everywhere, but not in the studio. So I've got a problem with that. There's no way, and you cannot achieve this. You cannot achieve a strong brand if you neglect the brand from the thing that made it. You know, so if music made you, what are you doing in the club? What are you doing focusing on other things, you know? I don't believe like when you're a doctor, you go to work on Monday and the rest of the week you don't. You know, you go to work every day, you have to deal with patients every day. So as a musician, you go to work every day, you deal with music every day. So I've got like a schedule. I know I go in the morning. If I don't have any ideas, I just, you know, shut down, sleep. I'm into driving. You know, I like cars, go on the track, do a few laps, come back and do some music, you know. I make sure I visit my craft each and every day. You do music each and every day. So people are like, hey, this guy had one song and he fell off. I think when someone comes to you as an artist and say, in fact, you've fallen off, what's wrong, whatever the case, to a certain extent, to some degree, you literally know why, you know? So it's like being a soccer player. For you to be fit and play all the games and avoid injuries and whatever the case, you need to be practicing each and every day, staying fit. Just same as music, you need to be in studio each and every day. So one thing to create a very, very strong brand, please do not forget what made you. You do not forget the foundation of your success. If the foundation of your success is running, you must be on the track running. If the foundation of your success is reading, you must always have books around you. So don't forget the foundation. It's like a house forgetting its foundation. What happens? It falls down, you know. So please don't forget the foundation of your success. That's how you are able to withstand. I'm a very, very controversial person on social media. I don't know if you guys, know this, but I've got opinions about a lot of things. I've got opinions about feminism. I've got opinions about finances. I've got opinions about JBV. And it can't always be that my opinion can accommodate each and every one, you know. But I'm open to engage on Twitter if you've got a different opinion. And for me to block you, it takes a lot. Trust me, it takes a lot for me to block you. I don't mind people having different opinions. As soon as you disagree with me, I understand, okay, this person might know something I don't. So let's have this conversation. Let's see where it goes. If you don't know something I don't, it was good. Let's move on. I don't have to block you. We don't have to hate each other. We don't have to unfollow each other. We don't have to do all these things. So for a brand to be also very, very strong, you need to know what you want. You need to know what you say. You need to do some research on what you say. So when I say these things on social media and I'm being attacked, people are like, he's arrogant, he's whatever. Because people have got this thing, you'll go to, the quieter you are, the more humble you are. No ways. I know very quiet, arrogant people. Like that I know for a fact. I've got a cousin, very, very quiet. But as soon as he opens his mouth, it's crazy. So people think when you're opinionated, when we've got strong views about certain things, I call these people disagreeable people. If you are disagreeable to me, I find it more nicer to engage with you because you've got so many things that you wanna conversate about, you know. So as a brand, as an artist, people look up to you. People are always looking for answers. You know, people are always looking over to, this person might know something. So we need to know what you're thinking. You need to know what you're thinking as well. You need to know what you say, you know. So on social media, I was just having this conversation the other day that there's certain things you must say. This all falls under trying to be politically correct. There's certain things you must say, and then there's certain things you must not say. Like I disagree with that. You know, I believe if something I have to say doesn't cause any harm, and it's to build, it's positive. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Just move on. Also, I feel like when you have something to say, you know, people find it very, very easy to spend some time with you, whether it's online or going on a Facebook Live, because people know that, okay, today Kaybee might say something I don't know, and I might learn something, you know. So I'm that guy. Like I'm always trying to do research, trying to find out new things. And as of recent, I got attacked. I've got like 2 cars that I drive that are on the track. They are not road cars. They are not used on the road. They are modified. Tires are different. Like the engine is to be in that car, it's even too loud to be in that car. So this other time, I was tweeting. I said, all of my cars that I race with, when I die, no one is going to drive them. I'm going to get them crushed. Yo, it was World War I. it was crazy. Like people were like, what? You must leave a legacy for your kids. What are you doing? Whatever. I'm like, what's the point of leaving a legacy of a depreciating asset? What's the point of that? You know, first of all, these cars are modified. No one wants to buy these cars. You know, my son could be someone that is into books, a lawyer or whatever. What is he doing with a racing car? You know, it might not even be his niche or whatever the case. So people need to understand that what you want to leave behind is a legacy. What's the point of a legacy that's going to last a few laps? You know, literally the car is going to last a few laps. I've crashed quite a number of times on the track. You know, I've crashed quite a number of times, and I've built cars, but I'm not hurt by the grace of God. So what's the point of doing that? So when you're trying to leave a legacy, like I've got a project called Project Hope, where I took like 10 ladies on social media, and we compiled an album. And all the proceeds, the income from the album, will go to them. And my following that I've accomplished, I've invested in them. You know, so for me, that's a legacy. That's future income. You know, they can release music now. Everyone knows who they are, and whatever the case, you know, they can move forward trying to build these big brands. So whenever you're trying to think, okay, I'm going to be a brand, I'm going to leave a legacy behind, you need to like think about things that are going to, you know, live a bit longer. Like as also, I'm one person that you guys might say, this one is crazy. I don't believe in property. I honestly don't believe in having like loads and loads and loads of properties. And, you know, people are rich from that, yes, but here's my point. Property is nice when it's a fix-up. You see an ugly building, you fix it up, you sell it, it's none of your business, you get your profit, you are gone. This thing of saying, hey, I'm going to start flats here, and I'm going to rent this thing out, I'm going to get money. I've got quite a couple of flats back in Bloemfontein, quite a couple of units at a place called Willow Glen. It's an establishment for students, so they sleep there and whatever. So 3 of the units that I've gotten as of recent is from people that are selling at next to nothing. So someone said, in fact, property is the way to go. As soon as you get your money, you retire, go get this, put someone in there, you're going to make money, you're gone, you're going to buy a Ferrari, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not how it works. First of all, you get a property, you rent it out. Let's say this person pays 1.5. But now you need an agent that's going to run this thing. You pay this person, let's say 600, you know. The agency also for rates, levies, whatever, they take another 600. The kids want Wi-Fi. You know, you pay another 200. The carpet gets burnt. You pay another $100, 200. You take home what? 100 and something, or $300 every month. You know, from a property that costs 300,000. What's the point? You know, that's just me. I believe in fix-ups. You get a nice house, you fix it, and you sell. This thing of saying, I want to be in property, I'm going to own flats, for me, that doesn't work. So I've gotten calls, teachers mostly, because they don't work anymore. They are teachers, yo, this thing gives me 400, and, you know, anything you can give me, let's go. I'm like, really, anything? She's like, yeah, anything. And then I just buy, because I don't believe I'm an entrepreneur. I believe I'm a guy who's interested in a lot of things. Like, I've got a lot of interests, but I'm not an entrepreneur. I think being an entrepreneur is something way bigger than what I do. You know, I just see something I'm interested in. I'm thinking of profit. I go to it, I execute, and I'm out. Also, I've got a very, very, very intelligent accountant. He's also my friend. You know, we're very, very close. We would look at things. We would look at businesses, investments, and I always tell him, I want tangible income. I want income now. You know, I want income now to build and I'm out. So he's like, okay, KB, let's look at things that will give you income now, and let's work around it. Also, with having an accountant, you get to learn a lot. You know, there's a thing called a corporate structure. I don't know if you guys know what's a corporate structure. Any of you know what's a corporate structure? Okay, a corporate structure is a structure called a trust. So when you have a trust, you have trustees and you have beneficiaries. So let's say, for instance, I own trucks, I own properties, I own Legends Barber, I own AMPD studios, and all these things are under a corporate structure, are under a trust. So what we do with a corporate structure, in simple terms, we say we preserve your wealth. So when you preserve your wealth, you are literally saying, in my will, there will be a corporate structure. So anything that I own, or you're utilizing, or whatever the case, if it's under a corporate structure, under a trust, there's a few trustees and beneficiaries that are going to decide on these things, these assets that you own, when you are not around anymore. So who are the beneficiaries? Who are the trustees? Your mother, your girlfriend, your kids, and you need people that are not going to think with their heart, but with their mind. So you need someone out of the family. Could be your lawyer, it could be your accountant, someone with a sound mind, because when you die, people start fighting. Yeah, you must give me this, you must give me that. So you need someone with a sound mind, to literally, neutralize everyone according to the trust, according to what you have left. So beneficiaries and trustees make decisions accordingly from the will. So the trust and the will must correlate. It must say the same thing. The will must say, I'm leaving this and this to this. And then the trust also must say, all the assets in the trust, according to the will, you are leaving so and so, AMPD, whatever, the trucks and whatever, you're leaving them to this person. So that's also very, 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 very important. A corporate structure is very important. It's a bit expensive to start one. If you've got a lawyer and you start making a lot of money, they'll tell you I think the first thing that they would advise you to do is to have a corporate structure, have a trust where everything that you own is in. You are going to be a beneficiary as well. You are going to be a trustee as well in the trust. And then if maybe you're still around and you're trying to make decisions to move things around, you're also in the conversation where you decide who gets what and what happens. Honestly, guys, this mask thing, I don't know if you like what I'm saying or what. You guys are just dead. Okay, cool. Next is building your brand. Building a brand is something that there's no direct book that you can that I've seen where I can say, okay, according to this book, from that you are going to have a successful brand. Why am I saying this? Because building a brand, there's so many things that people don't prep you for, that you encounter when you're building a brand. Literally, one of the things I used to struggle with my brand is looking at people in the eye when I perform. Like I would do a whole hour set like this. And that's like, you don't even know, you can't read the crowd, you don't even know what the crowd is doing, you don't even know what they like, you can't even tell who's the tallest in the crowd, you can't tell anything. So I used to struggle with that a lot, and no one told me that when you DJ, you need to have eye contact, you need to interact with your crowd, you need to understand what people like, what they're moving to, whatever the case may be. So these are things that you encounter as you partake in building your brand. But one thing that you need as a foundation when you build your brand is the discipline. The discipline in let's say you're a performing artist, the discipline in preparation, the discipline in I don't know, I'm a DJ, so I don't have an entourage, I don't have a lot of people. Most of my shows I do alone, actually, because I love driving. So most of my shows I do alone, but the discipline in being on time, discipline in everyone has got a tech rider. A tech rider is the things that you want when you perform. It's the keyboards, it's the Red Bulls, the water, it's the food that you eat, it's the CDJs that you want, it's a stage. Do you want a mobile stage? Do you want your stage to be there the whole time? Do you want a mic? Do you want 2 mics? That's a tech rider. So the discipline in the tech rider as well. You can't get to a show and then you see a few girls there. You're like, I want more champagne. Like, I'm fit. Your tech rider says 1 Red Bull, 1 water, and. So it's the discipline in that, and you tend to lose clients when you are peasant like that. When you are peasantly making choices on the spot, you lose clients. You get to a show, all of a sudden you want more than what the tech riders say. Trust me, that promoter is not gonna book you again because there's a lot of DJs. I can literally just book Heavy K and he will play. The crowd will be crazy, So you need discipline in building your brand. Another thing in building your brand, I'm literally gonna go back, guys. The foundation. Don't forget the foundation, the music. I know I got to a point where I don't prepare anymore when I go for a set because I'm so instilled in the music. Everything is organic. Everything is spontaneous. Everything is. It's the energy from the crowd. I've done shows. My biggest show here in South Africa is the 947 Joburg Day. It's a lot of people, 15, 20,000 people. It's the chills they give you. When you're instilled in the music, whatever the crowd gives you, you're able to multiply that and give it back. So think about it this way: you get on stage, you see 20,000 people, they throw energy back at you. You must literally take in all the energies that people throw at you, and try and be creative. Sometimes it's confusing and it's very confrontational because people are here and you must act now. You must come up with new things. Because I know my fans, they follow me. They're like, Kaybee, you can't play that last set. We want something new. So I try very hard when I get the energy that I get from the crowd to come up with some new tricks on the spot. But that is very easy for me because I'm working in my element. I'm always instilled within the music. You're not taking me from something that I'm not supposed to do and be like, Kaybee, you have a set tomorrow. When you say, Kaybee, you have a set tomorrow, you're literally taking me from the music to the music. So I'm literally living within the music. So I think building a brand also needs that. You need to be in the center of this one thing that you love. I hope I'm making sense. Okay, next is future planning. I'm very bad. I don't want to lie. I'm not going to come here and be a very good planner. I can't plan. I can't do anything. Like when it comes to planning, I literally have to always. I remember with my booking agent, if I've got a show tomorrow at 7, I'm going to ask her 4 times, what time is the show? What time is the show? That's how bad I am. So you need a team that believes. If you are bad like me, you need a team that believes in your ideas, your vibe. You need someone that understands you. So take Project Hope, for instance. I started Project Hope on Twitter. I posted a beat, and I was like, hey, I want someone that is new, that is fresh, to jump on this thing and kill it. I was looking for only one person. And then there was an overwhelming amount of talent. Everyone jumped on that beat. And I couldn't decide. I was like, there's too many of you. So I'm like, okay, it's very unfair to take one person. Let me rather take 10, to make it a bit fair. So I took 10 people. But what does that do to your team when you decide on 10 people? It means more work for your team. And no one that is around me, that is in my team, was like, Kaybee, 10 is too many people, it's too much money, I don't see us achieving this dream. Everyone was like, yes, we are hyped up, let's do it, Let's book studios, let's get accommodation, let's get sponsors. We don't know how we're going to do this financially, but we are going to achieve it. You need those kind of people in your life. The people that are going to believe in your dreams and your ideas. I don't think, take Casper Nyovest, for instance. I do not think when he thought of filling up the dome, he was like, easy, easy, easy. And he was chilling, no ways. It scared him, it was big. and he couldn't do it alone. There's a team behind him to execute, and it takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of planning to execute a big idea. So I'm bad with the planning. If you are bad with the planning, just like me, appoint people around you that you can afford. Also people that are willing to work for free for some time. Because I remember Project Hope when I started it, I was like, I don't have money for you guys, but can we start this thing? As soon as we get a sponsor, I will be able to give you something. They were like, no, it's fine. Especially Msaki, for instance. Msaki is a lady I featured on Fetch Your Life. First day when we started Project Hope, she was there from the first day up until the end, writing songs for these kids, voice training for these kids. At the time, Saki was taking these kids home with her own money, Ubering them to the hotels that we booked, so she didn't ask me anything. The album is out. She hasn't asked, Kawelo, so where's my money, whatever. I'm not saying don't ask for money. I'm just saying, sometimes you need people that are willing to wait for greener pastures. When we start, things are not really that great. But when an idea starts being big and whatever, income starts coming in, and you must not forget the people that have helped you. So if you want to do proper future planning, get a few people around you. Even my girlfriend, she reminds me about a lot of things that I need to do in my life. Even this morning when I came here, she called me, are you up? What's going on? So you need people that actually believe in your dreams. Next up, why is it important to be financially independent? Financial independence is, for me, because I love money, financial independence for me is being able to move around smoothly, being able to do things that you want smoothly. I'm big on investments, like I say, but I'm big on investments that's going to give me money now. I'm not going to wait for something that's going to give me money after 15, 20 years. I won't be around that time. So I believe in tangible income right now. So for me, it's very important to be financially independent because also you can make decisions for yourself. You can decide tomorrow that you want to, invest in masks. You can decide tomorrow that you want to invest in selling T-shirts. You can decide tomorrow that you want to invest in whatever that you want to invest in. These choices are more easier when you're financially independent. So you need to be independent financially. But how do you achieve financial independence? You work hard. You save a lot of money. Haphazard costs and spending is not the way. Clothes are nice. You can do the diamond walk there by Sentin and whatever the case. Those are nice. But spending money haphazardly like that, for me, is not the way to go. And also what deters us, or maybe what confuses us from financial independence, is the peer pressure. I saw my friend buy a Mercedes-Benz GTS or a certain artist. I know Master KG got a Ferrari not so long ago. Now I want to buy a Ferrari. I need to look at my pocket. I need to understand where I am as a brand, as a person, as an individual, as a breadwinner. It's also it's very, very important when you're a breadwinner to think for those that are coming after you. I don't believe if you're going to spend over your limit, whoever you are taking care of is also going to suffer. So I don't believe in doing all those kind of things, especially when it comes to money. Money is nice to have, but it's not nice when you don't have it. We all start where we don't have money, and we don't want to go back there. So for you to be financially independent, you need to sustain. You need to keep going in your hustle so that you can save more and more and more money so that you can spend money. But spending money, you spend on investments, mostly more than liabilities, more than depreciating assets like cars and other things that are not going to make income for you in the future. Marketing the right way. So because I'm very, very controversial, I don't believe there is as long as, guys, as long as you are saying something that you believe in, and you know this thing somewhere, people that like it are going to learn and build from it. As long as that's the case, say what you have to say, you know. So a lot of people are like, marketing purposes, Kaybee, hey, you are too much. Tone it down, you know. I've had a lot of these meetings with my people. I'm like, but guys, there's people that want to hear these things, you know. There's people that really want to hear what I have to say about a few things, you know, that affect the economy, things that affect teenage life, things that affect financial independence, things that affect your future or whatever the case. I need to say something. A few people might not like it, but a few people are benefiting from it. So they're like, that's poor marketing. I'm like, no, that's not poor marketing. You just need to like set the tone, like say it at the right time, you know. And like I said, not everyone is going to like what you have to say. Not everyone is going to like what you have to say, but you cannot now walk on eggs. And like, I'm scared to say this. It might offend this one. You know, it's for me. That's not how you are going to achieve. You know, trying to get a point across. So another thing with marketing is that people. Okay, let me put it this way: the chances of you stumbling upon success are 0 to none. Like, for you to wake up and be in a pool of success without doing anything, it's impossible. It's impossible. So for you to market yourself out to people, radio, TV platforms, YouTube, iTunes, whatever platform that is able to take your career further, you need to do the work. You know, you need to prepare, plan with your team. Where are we going? What kind of music am I making? Am I making music for white people, black people, everyone, Xhosas, Zulus, whatever? You need to find your plan and execute it. So you wake up in the morning, you do radio interviews. You wake up in the morning, you do TV interviews. You do, what's that? You go on a tour. You know, you push your brand. You make sure that everyone knows you. So you cannot achieve that by just sitting at your house and having things on your desktop, like hits. Everyone thinks they have a hit until it's out. So you have a hit on your desktop and you think it will now fly to people. You know, that's my thing. So for you to market yourself properly, whatever you have, whatever resources you have, whatever little money you have, use it wisely. Market yourself, push your brand, say all that you need to say, whether it's on Twitter or wherever, as long as it's not harming anyone, as long as you are trying to put a point across that is very, very sustainable, something that people can understand, something that people can take from, something that people can actually take and go recite to someone else, to help someone else, to help the next person, you know. So we need that kind of, we need knowledge that's going to grow on people so that they can also customize it. Because there's a lot of people that I listen to, a lot of motivational speakers, a lot of people that have a lot of things to say about everything. But I take those things and I customize them according to how my life is set up. And then I just push forward. Lastly, managing approaching wills and your legacy. So when it comes to having a will, one thing that is very important is having a will. One thing that is very important is setting up something that is going to benefit people that you leave behind. So that's a will. So there's two wills. There's a living will, and then there's a last will. So a living will in South Africa, the statutory law in South Africa doesn't recognize a living will. But it's very important to have one. Why? Because I can be disabled, like all my hands won't work and I can't speak, and now I want to distribute things, you know, and around and say this belongs to my wife, this belongs to my daughter, this, but I can't do that. So a living will comes into play there, where now you set up something and the will is in effect while you are still alive. But you're still alive, but you can't, you can't say anything. Like, you can't say, okay, this belongs to who, this belongs to that. But the last will is the one that you all know. You die, and people come at a family gathering, and like, hey, these are my shoes. The other one is like, hey, that's my what. And then the lawyer comes like, whoa. Here's something that is going to be very, very easy for everyone. This is what Kabelo said, and this is what will fly right now in this meeting. So also you're avoiding that. You're avoiding a lot of controversies. I know my dad has got like 35 kids. I'm the last one. Trust me, it's crazy. So when my dad passed on, I remember he had like a van, a Toyota Baki, and he had a house. What else? He had some money saved up, some investments. But my dad didn't have a will. Like, I'm like, but I couldn't speak to him. He's gone. Like, I'm like, this guy is so clever, but he doesn't have a will in place. Now this is going to be, okay, sure. Came the day of the funeral. It was nice. We were trying to respect the people around. There's other people around. It's the funeral. Did that, and everyone slept. Zasha in the morning. I remember my oldest. It's unbelievable. My oldest sister is 50 years old. My oldest sister is 50 years old. Actually, my oldest sister is the same age as my girlfriend's mother. I know. So my oldest sister, her name is Anna. She came down to the house. I was staying with my dad and mother at the time. She came down to the house and like, we need to have a meeting. I'm like, here we go. And then when she came down to the house, need to have a meeting, set up the meeting, called everyone. Everyone came in. So I've got a brother, but not all 35 of us were there. I think there was like 15 of us. Others were hungover from last night, whatever. And then there was like 15 of us, and then the conversation started. Started very nice. Okay, since my dad's name is Tebo. Since Tebo has passed on, we would like to distribute the wealth. That time the wealth is a car and a house, imagine. We like to distribute the wealth, and we feel it's best if the oldest gets. My mother was like, okay, you guys have decided, because they have decided on the way there. So Anna gets everything, Kaybee gets nothing, the mother gets nothing. This is my mother. This is someone that my dad left. This is someone that, because my dad was very sick, This is someone that took care of my dad for 6 years of his life when he was sick. Like, none of the Annas were there. None of the whoever's were there. She was there each and every step. There was a time my dad, I remember, it was the bathroom, it's my room, and it's their room. So for them to get to the bathroom, of course, they have to pass my room. There was a time my dad went to the bathroom. As he got to my room, he collapsed. Like, he was a very big man. Like, I felt poof, And before I could react, before I could even go outside and check on him, my mom was already there. She was a soldier. Like, she was incredible. She was amazing. It's amazing what a woman can do with I don't even know how to say it, with the little that she has, because both of them were not working, but she was always there for my dad. So now we're having this conversation, and I'm thinking in my head, how about it? No one was here when these things were happening, So I feel like why are people so entitled to having all these things? But that didn't matter, because there's nothing in writing. There's literally nothing. We don't know what's going on. If Anna is the strongest in the room, she's living with those things. She's gonna hit everyone and then take those things. If I'm the strongest in the room, I'm gonna hit everyone. So it's chaos. So a will is very important in that case. But to cut the long story short, I think while we were having that conversation within the family, my aunt called and was like, guys, we need to have a meeting with the elders. So there's elders and stuff. And fortunately, the Annas and the other kids were very, they did respect the elders, and they saw things as I thought. Over to my mom can't take care of this person for so long, and then you guys are taking everything. So they came into the picture, they said everything, and then it was set. And then fortunately for my mother, she was able to keep the house. Imagine my mother being kicked off just because someone didn't think of a will. You know what I'm saying? So these things are very, very important. We need to set up a will. We need to make sure as we accumulate wealth. Also, you must visit your will yearly, every year. I might be in love with you, and then next year I'm not in love with you anymore. I go to my will, I'm like, no. You know, so you must visit the will each and every year, guys. Please, if you have a will and you start accumulating wealth, visit the will every year. Check up on it with your accountant, with your lawyer, or whoever is giving you advice based on these things. With the financial strength as well, as you have a will with the best lawyers or whatever, they tend to make it very, very easy for you to operate a will. You know, you can literally operate a will in the comfort of your own home. You know, they just send you a few things that you need to change. You just change them. They put it in the will. You sign it off. You close it. Thank you so much, guys, for having me. I really, really appreciate it.
Wow, that was amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Those are like really practical steps of how you can navigate the industry, but also just build a sustainable brand, right, guys? Yes. So a couple of take-ons from me. Don't spend your future money and live within your means. I can imagine how overwhelming that must have been, from getting 2.5 for a gig to 80,000 Rand.
Crazy.
Is it still 80?
Hey, Taxman is listening.
Oh, okay, it's fine. You don't have to answer that. Another important one, read your contract. If you don't understand and they're using big fancy words, ask for a simplified contract. I did not know that.
Yeah, you can ask for a simplified contract. It's long, like it's very, very long.
Yeah.
Literally, like if you've got like 15, 20 pages, you're going to read 40 pages.
Yeah.
So yeah, you need simplified words so that you can understand.
But also, how did you have the confidence to actually say no to a record company and be like, Gishabu?
No, I didn't say no. I said, give me a more simplified contract,
one,
contract so that we can agree to the terms that I also want. Because I don't believe someone can come and give you terms for your ideas. You know, this is my music, this is my intellectual property. Now you're giving me your terms. I feel like it's unfair.
Yeah, it's incredibly important.
Yeah.
Okay, and last one. I know I said two, but our last one. Work on your craft every single day.
Yeah.
Hey?
It's very, very important.
It's important.
Yeah, people need to invest in what they do, what they love, each and every single day.
Yes.
Also, I've noticed that there's a lot of people that are, you can be in something that you are very, very good at, but you don't love. Yeah, you are very, very good at something, but you don't like it. You don't love it, but you're very, very good at it. So those people actually have a schedule. They don't like something, but they can do it properly. But with the people that are actually in love, like I don't understand it. It's beyond my understanding that you find people that are talented and they love what they're doing, but they don't spend as much time as someone who does something but doesn't really love it, you know? So it's mind-boggling.
Yeah, and what do you think about being a master, jack of all trades but master of none? You know, like you said, like you'll find a DJ in a club, but their foundation being music. Do you think that's a bit problematic? Do you believe in actually doing one thing, mastering that, and only doing that, especially in a country like ours, like South Africa, with the entertainment industry? You know, you have to have multiple gigs.
Yeah. Do one thing, master it. You can't be a jack of all trades. Like I said, I can't be Prince Kaybee and an entrepreneur. I'm not an entrepreneur, please. I'm not that. I'm interested in a lot of things. Yes. So what does that do? If I show interest in something, I get my accountant to execute, and then we have income. So he's the entrepreneur. He's the person that is going to do all these things. So you can't be jack of all trades.
Yeah, okay, really good. Okay, so Rotlofa break, a little bit of a short breather.
Thank you so much.
You've been talking for a while,
Yeah.
but it was incredibly insightful. So when we come back, we're going to be doing a Q&A with Master Kaybee. Do you guys have your questions ready? Yes? Okay, fantastic. So when we come back from a short little ad break, we're going to be taking some Q&As. Don't forget to comment on this live stream. Engage with us at Old Mutual SA using the hashtag AMP Studios, hashtag AMPed Masterclass. We'll be back after this.
The key takeout from this episode is you cannot be a jack of all trade. You need to surround yourself with experts. You cannot know everything. Understand the world of contracts. Surround yourself with lawyers. Don't sign your life away. Make sure you have an accountant or a bookkeeper to look after your books, and then speak to a tax expert so that you know that your tax affairs are also covered. Don't owe the tax man. Look after yourself. Make sure you are covered. Have a financial advisor take care of your financial affairs so you have a personal financial management plan in place. You cannot do this by yourself. So yes, you might be good in the music side of things, but your paperwork is equally important. And that's why you need to surround yourself with people who have the knowledge.
Music has changed. How it makes us feel never will. The time is now to visit mstudios.co.za.
Making a nyugu these days, go rough. Just ask that guy. So that's why you need Old Mutual Rewards. They're lifing. See, these guys actually reward you for being clever and anybody can join, and it's free. It's my son's birthday tomorrow, so let's earn some points. Now turn my points into cash, and they send a voucher. Then just shop, show, and scan.
The time is now. Sign up for free to Old Mutual Rewards today.
Hi, I'm Sam.
I'm also Sam.
Meet my little Sam. Only the best from West Sea.
Sam! I'm Sam!
This is Sam, live. I'm Sam.
No two people are the same, so why should their cover be? New personal cover from Old Mutual lets you build the cover that's right for you and your budget. And it's easy to change as your life does too. The time is now to get personal cover that's just for you. Speak to your financial advisor today.
Welcome back. We're still broadcasting live from AMP Studios at Newtown Junction Mall, and Kaybee just gave us an incredible masterclass. It was so insightful. And if you've just joined us, you're just in time for our Q&A. And the first question that we have is from John Manyike from Old Mutual. He's the head of financial education. Take it away.
Hi, Prince Kaybee. I have one question. A lot of artists and entertainers, not only in South Africa but around the world, are seeing flames when it comes to their finances. So what do you think is the single biggest financial lesson that artists and entertainers in general have learned in 2020? And what do you think they should do differently going forward in order to build financially stable lives?
Okay, so obviously 2020 and COVID has showed us flames. It went very, very deep into artists' pockets, and also the people that have gotten retrenched from work and stuff like that. I remember when before it was a weekend of Easter, and there was an announcement just before Easter. There was an announcement that we're going on lockdown. And my bookings for Easter that weekend from Thursday up until Sunday was like 280,000. From Thursday up until Sunday. That's the money I was going to make. But Cyril was like, yeah, we are closing. You know, so you can imagine if you didn't save up a lot of money, and that 200 and something thousand is something that you are counting on. you are literally back to square one. So what's very, very important as artists is that we need to plan ahead. Pandemics come and go. This is not the first one, and this is not the last one. Unfortunately, this is the specific one that hit us hard as artists, so we're going through a lot, yes, but coming out of COVID and what we have learned, I think we need to plan more, plan further in future. Don't say, I'm going to spend this money now, I'll make it next week. What if next week Cyril Ramaphosa closes the country? So we need to plan more and plan better.
Sure, that's important. Incredibly important. How do you feel about the fact that, I don't know, you guys, artists are in general not covered by any form of a body that represents you guys if something like that does happen, like a pandemic hits you? Like the money that you lost, were you able to recover that? Was the insurance covering that?
There's a lot. It's just that artists don't know. I can literally insure my fingers.
Wow.
Yeah, I can insure my fingers. I can insure my hands, because I'm a DJ.
Yes.
I just go to an insurance company and insure the things. Also in live cover. Live cover also comes with those kind of little clause where you can literally, via insurance, obviously everything has to correlate. Via insurance, you can insure the things that you make money with.
Yes.
If you can insure a building that makes you money, you can also insure your fingers that make you money.
Can I insure my voice?
You can.
That's the next thing. We'll talk after this. I want to insure my voice.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we also have a question from 947. Zweli is here with us. He's broadcasting live from AM Studios doing his 947 Top 40 as well. So you have a question from one of our listeners? Zweli. Well, that's how live radio and live broadcasting works. So we're going to wait just a little bit more, and then we're going to catch up with them in a second, I'm guessing. Okay, so any more gems that you would like to share with us? Like, I know that you guys still have your questions that you want to ask, but I want to sneak in one question quickly, and then he's all yours after that. The biggest financial mistake that you made, one when you look, that keeps you up at night, or when you look back, you're like, shucks, shouldn't have done that?
I've got a couple, but I've wasted a lot of money on cars. Yeah, a lot of money. And not on buying cars. Like, I'd get a car and then I'd modify it because I'm a petrol head. Modify a car. As soon as you modify a new car, it's out of warranty. You start paying for your service, the company or the dealer doesn't pay for your service or whatever. So imagine having like 3 cars that you have modified and you servicing them as well. So you're paying insurance. Also, insurance doesn't cover track cars, so you're literally losing everything. So I think those are the biggest financial mistakes. But now that I've learned, sponsors are here. I can speak to a few people. Can pay for tires. They can pay for this. So it's pretty dope.
Yeah. And I know you said you have a love-hate relationship with social media, right? But do you make money off of your social media pages?
No.
No? Oh, okay. We'll get back to that one. I hear that we're on. I hear that Zweli is ready for us. Zweli, do you have a question from one of the listeners? Oh, I can't hear Zweli.
That will not hear me.
Oh, now I can hear you. I've got you. I can hear you now.
Awesome. So yes, we do have a few questions for Prince Kaybee. One of them coming through from Tuto, and Tuto saying, if you want to start producing music and you don't have a home studio, what's the best way to start?
You can't start without a... You can't start. You need to get something that's going to make you start, which is a home studio, a laptop, a small lanyana, a MIDI keyboard, and, speakers. So you can't start without a home studio. It's impossible. Right. Unless if you are a singer, Zweli. If you are a singer, you can literally just sing and people will catch on.
I mean, if you put me on one of your tracks, we'll find out just how good of a singer I am, right? Got another question over here. It is from Melissa. And Melissa says, we see a lot of ups in terms of your career. Have you gone through a moment where you really were at a low and you weren't sure if things were going to work out?
Yeah, there was a time I was at a low in my career. I think this was after my first song, Wajelwa and Better Days. After that, I felt I was a one-hit wonder And that's the narrative, of course, when you've got a first big song and you're a newcomer, everyone is like, what's next, what's next? So I was going through some anxiety. I didn't know what I was going to do. You know, I was going through a low. I remember after those songs, I literally spent a year without releasing music. But yeah.
All right, and one final one over here. How important is it to manage your finances properly at the beginning of your career? We see a lot of young artists that are out there, they're splurging, buying a whole lot of things, and then afterwards, we start seeing articles in the newspapers. So how important is financial knowledge, I guess, at the beginning of your career?
Yeah, it's very important. Also, it's very important to diversify, you know. My mother used to say in our language, "Chelete ya fela." No matter how much money you have, it's going to fela. So yeah, with that being said, you need different streams of income where if the music is not working out, you've got something that you're eating from.
All right, very nice. Guys, thank you very much. That's all we've got from our side. We're going to get back into the hits.
Thanks, Silly. Okay, so now we're going to move to our
All right,
audience.
we carry on counting down the...
Yeah.
Who do I take first? Who's the first person who's going to ask the question? So can you please just stand up, your name, where you're from, and then you can pose the question to KB. But before you do that, I'm going to wipe your microphone because we're observing COVID-19 health protocols to make sure that everyone is safe. So please don't use the mic unless I have wiped it for you. Make sure that it's safe, ne? Okay.
Hello everyone, I'm Stevie from. Hello everyone, I'm Stevie from Soweto.
Hola, hola.
So I want to ask this question:
Can you bring the mic closer here?
When did you realize, after spending a future money, that you want to spend your money wisely to make your career to last longer?
I realized very, very early. After, of course, when you start spending your future money, you go through a dry season where now the gigs that you're going to attend, you start borrowing money. So I realized now I'm accumulating debt, you know. So that's when I realized, I need to stop.
So now you are in the right position of your investment about your brand, or?
I've got my ups and downs. I'm not in the perfect position, but I still have debt.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and who's next? Let me cross over here.
Sure, Prince KB.
Hola.
Yeah, Libizo Gilebohang, originally from Matadian.
Sure, Lebza.
Sure, but I live here, you know, trying to navigate.
You know.
So, who's this? Marisa once mentioned on Twitter that you don't own your masters. So what I want to know is how important is it for an artist to own their masters, and how do they use their masters in order to have money from them once they own them?
Okay, I don't. First of all, I don't own my masters. I signed an artist deal the minute I came into the industry. I signed an artist deal with Universal, just like Jay-Z, just like Beyonce, just like Rihanna, just like Michael Jackson. None of those artists, when they started, owned their masters. Even Kanye West is still trying to get his masters today. But like I said, contracts are very important to be, so that it's very important to simplify contracts so that terms can be discussed. You know, I didn't mind giving away my masters because the contract was speaking to my terms. You know, so yes, it's very important to own your masters. But what's the point of owning something that is not really accumulating the income that you want? You know, for instance, South Africa. In South Africa, you've got different brands. I'm not going to say by name. Different brands, alcohol brands, network brands, water brands. And everyone wants to be on TV, and everyone wants to be associated with a certain brand and push advertising or whatever the case. But that's a limited space, you know. So you have a limited space that is dominated by major labels. So, for instance, Herbalife. I see you have got a Herbalife T-shirt. For instance, Herbalife comes on, calls me, "Hey, KB, we want to train here, but we want Fit Your Life, and we're going out for an advert. How much do you charge?" Who's the first that's going to hear about this? It's the major labels, because they're the ones sourcing these deals. And then they call me on some, "KB, Herbalife 1, 2, 3, it gives you 2 million. We'll take our cut for administrating this thing. Here's your cut. Let's go. I don't mind that. I literally don't mind that. But there's someone who's like, I want that 2 million to myself. You know, there's people like that. So owning your masters, not owning your masters, I think it's a personal choice. Yeah.
Interesting. And who's next? Hands up. Okay, so let me start here and then I'll come to you as well.
My name is Naturally.
Naturally.
Okay, so many people enter competitions but then vanish after the show. So after ones and twos, what do you think you did right that other people didn't do? Or what did you do differently?
Yo. It's a tricky question because I'm going to answer and it's going to make it seem like the people that are into competitions are incompetent or whatever. But I think one thing that helped me with ones and twos, I was releasing music. You know, when I got to ones and twos already, there was a few people who were like, who's this cat? What's going on? So I think that worked to my advantage. Also on TV, there's like 4 million viewers every Friday. I think it was every Friday. Yeah, every Friday, 4 million viewers. So I took advantage of that. I kept on pushing my brand even outside of ones and twos, even when I was in the competition. You know, so I think one thing that other artists or maybe what do you call them? Like people that enter competitions, they don't really, they wait for the competition to give them something. Yeah, they wait for the competition. Okay, let me wait for them to do something and then I'll do something after that. That time, you know, you're losing time, you're losing momentum. Because as soon as you're on TV, you start gaining momentum, but you must keep that going, even outside the competition.
Dumela Ntate Kaybee.
Sure, Abuti.
How sharp.
Yeah,
thank you. Another question, you spoke about like branding.
Yeah.
I guess as a brand, you have to like create something unique for people like, that can always spot you off, even with your music as well.
Yeah.
So now the question is, do you mind being featured on a song which is totally different from your style of music? Like maybe your certain like trademark. When somebody listens to your song, they know Prince Kaybee is there because of maybe guitar or whatever that you do on a sound that represents you as an artist. So if you don't mind, what do you do to manage to stay present in that song?
Okay, so first of all, I don't feature in a song if you are not going to, no matter how good it is, or no matter how good of an artist you are, I don't feature on a song if you are not going to invest in the song. So first of all, we need to start the conversation. Are you going to spend money on this song? Is this song going to make us relevant? That's the first thing I ask you. If that's not the case, I'm not interested. But secondly, when it comes to genre, something different, whatever, as long as you say you're going to invest in the song, I don't mind which genre. I don't really mind. You know, it can be a gospel song, it can be a jazz, it could be R&B, hip hop, trap, whatever. As long as you are going to spend money on this thing, and it's going to be known that we worked on this song, and you know it's now a success because of 1, 2, and 3. I just want to be in a successful project.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Sheba from Cape Town. Lovely
Yeah,
to be
welcome.
here. Thanks, everyone. My question is probably quite a difficult one to ask at this point because there's this global conversation that's happening around African dance music.
Okay.
You know, everyone's looking at what we're doing down here.
Yeah.
You know, you've had your experience internationally with breaking your music into different territories. So in light of Blackout Tuesday, the show must be paused, and people talking about making room for black executives in high, earning positions and managerial positions and up, and creating spaces for black musicians specifically who are breaking trends like Amapiano, Gom, and all of these things that are making such heavy impacts across the world. What do you think our contribution, even though we are majority a black country, what do you think our contribution to that conversation should be? If the rest of the world is standing still and we're still able to do a couple of gigs here and there where they're all at home and they're sort of taking in our content, what do you think we should be doing to maximize on this opportunity as artists, as managers, as people in the music industry who have, the spotlight where we can change things, do things?
Yeah, dope question. I think one of the highlights for that question is when you mentioned Amapiano, which is the biggest wave right now. It's been a year. If I stand to be corrected, it's been a year and a couple of months where Amapiano has been dominating. Like, it's crazy, you know. But it's nice here at home. You know, people have got their own lifestyles and they're dancing. Amapiano's got dances. It's got a certain look. I think one of the things that make it very attractive, or the African posture of music, one thing that make it very attractive is that it's a lifestyle. You know, people literally live Amapiano. You know, so you look at that from a South African point of view. Yes, that's great, sharp. What is this doing internationally? Nothing, none whatsoever. They're just looking at it, you know. They're just looking at it like this. But now what do we need to do? We need to capitalize on that. Get a thingy, an Alicia Keys on a Amapiano song. Get a, who's the most happening overseas artist right now? A Chris Brown or whoever, you know, on an Amapiano song. That's where I spoke about this world class, you know, contract earlier. I don't know if you guys were listening. That it's not looked at as artists, you know. We must look at that clause where we say we've got an Amapiano wave that is dominating right now in South Africa. As a company, because you're obliged to do this thing, get me Brand Magnite now, you know. So they will get you that person. There will be, trust me, universal bosses in the UK and universal bosses in South Africa or Africa. They know each other. They're on calls every day. What's the problem of saying Prince Kaybee featuring Rihanna now? How much does Rihanna want? Let's pull her and let's do it. So what's happening? Like you said, very, very good question. The top is the problem. The bosses are the problem. You know, we tolerate so much incompetence for the sake of being relevant in South Africa. You know, that's the problem. Very, very interesting question. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone.
Hola.
Prince
Please stand up. Please stand up, Boza.
Okay.
Hola.
I would like to ask you one question.
Hola, Boza.
What took you to develop your skill?
What took me? Okay, I can say what I learned from developing my skill is I needed to spend more time doing this music thing. You know, like I said earlier, we see a lot of people that do music and they don't really, you know, invest a lot of time in it. So you need more time in your craft so that you can develop it. I understand your question is what makes or what does it take to develop a skill? It takes a lot of attention. You need to pay a lot of attention to your music and give it more time, just like you give more time to your girlfriend. Ne? Sure.
Shosho Sanma.
Hola.
Show kama Andy ne.
Show Andile.
Ukubuza we improve kanjani sound selection yakho?
Ngiyenza ne?
We improve kanjani sound selection yakho? Like lama sound lawa ozowafaka like to your beats and stuff. Yeah. We improve kanjani because way back before
it was different.
Yeah, it was different, but now.
Oh yeah. Oh okay, cool. That's actually the same question. Stay within the craft. So I use FL Studio. So with FL Studio, it's a very simple software where, yeah, you literally don't have a lot to work with, but you can import other sounds from other softwares. So as much as it's very small and you can figure it out very quickly, at the same time, you need to spend more time with it so that you can try and customize, you know, certain sounds. Like on the Fruity Loops, a kick is a kick. Yeah, it's just a simple yeah, but a snare is a snare. It's just a simple snare. But how do you customize the snare? You spend more time in tweaking, you know, making it low, high, mids, yeah, you know, reverbs and whatever. Yeah, so you need to spend more time playing around with the software. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Sure.
My question is like, how would you advise a person to opt in? Like, would you advise a person to opt into signing under a record label? And if there's one thing that you would change about the music industry, what would it be?
Phew. Yeah, what a question. So, yeah, I think signing is a good idea, but signing with understanding, and if the contract is comfortable with your vision, with what you want to achieve as an artist. As far as how long you need to sign, I'm not sure. It depends. Do you want to release 2 albums? Do you want to release 4? That depends on the artist. And one thing I would change about the industry is promoting mediocre things. You know, today you can literally just stand outside there and do a few moves and say a few catchy things. Tomorrow you are selling. You know, that's what's happening right now. Like it's just here. But I believe the process between that little process, like doesn't matter how many years, that time between when you start and when you are successful, the time between when you start and when you are successful, please understand me. That time between those 2 points is very, very important, because you learn so many things that will equip you for the big day. The big day is the success. Like the big day is now when you start, you know, being the person that you want to be. But now you can't learn anything if we're going to promote you. You're just outside. Tomorrow you're doing interviews, music video, car, women, alcohol. Everything is happening so fast. There's literally no time to learn. You know, so I feel like I don't know how to do it, but that needs to change. You know, we need to give artists more time to understand what they're here for.
Okay, sure, Prince.
Happy life.
Happy and dad. We all have different parents, right?
We what?
Have different parents.
Parents.
That's what.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, for example, I want to do radio, for example. Ne? They didn't believe in it. So now what I want to ask you, like, this is the career I want to take, and how did they receive the news?
I'm going to say something controversial again, but it is what it is. It's actually very, very painful to feed a family or people around you that didn't believe in this very same thing that is feeding them. It's the most painful thing that you can ever think of. I know at the time when I wanted to do music so bad, the things that my mom used to say, like, I don't know how did I get here, you know? If I could tell you those things, like you would, it would be unbelievable to you. Like you wouldn't even carry on doing whatever you were trying to do. So it's not how you tell them, it's how you do it yourself. Like, okay, I'm hearing you want me to be a cop, you want me to, but I'm not listening to this thing. Everything is just noise. I want to do this thing now, you know? So as soon as that thing is now nice, everyone, Kabelo, I want a car, Kabelo, and you can't remind them, eh? You can't say, hey, wow, Paula, hey, you know? So it's just the nature of it. Don't take into consideration all the naysayers. Family can be naysayers. Your own mother can be a naysayer. It's cool. It's fine to see them as that, you know. But what you do in your own time, self-motivation, you know, self-knowledge. Also, you need to be planted within yourself. You need to know what you want so that you can be able to move forward.
Sure. That's incredibly important. Sometimes it takes a lot of convincing for our parents.
Yeah.
And sometimes just your skill and your talent that will convince them. Speaking about skill and talent, Kiabona, you've got your equipment here.
Yeah. So, like, I've got my little things here, and I just want to demonstrate a few songs, how they came about.
Wow.
Interestingly so. Yeah, that's what I'll be doing.
Okay.
But I see there's one more question. Do you have time?
Question? Okay, perfect.
If we still have time.
Yes, we still have time, absolutely.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I'll take you. How many more questions do we have? Let's see. Okay, we still have a lot of questions. No problem. We've got, and in the corner here.
Oh,
Don't
yeah,
worry.
yeah, yeah.
We still have time.
How was your marketing skill during the pandemic? Before pandemic, and you didn't drop a project though because there was no royalties coming in and no gigs. So I want to know, did you able to survive during the lockdown or what?
Yeah, so it's a dope question actually. The marketing during COVID is difficult. It's next to impossible because you can't work a song. Let's say you've got a song out and you want to go out to the people to work the ground. Going out to the people is making a stand outside there. If you have a guitar, play your own guitar, let people know about your business. You know, it's impossible. So COVID, literally all we had was Instagram, Facebook, and iTunes. So not everyone is on Instagram, not everyone is on iTunes, not everyone is on Twitter, not everyone has iTunes, you know. So it was very difficult. Although I had an advantage of having, you know, a lot of followers and people that actually would like to know what I'm doing. That was an advantage, and you know, dropping projects wasn't really that difficult. Dropping it digitally, you know, instead of like going out to the people and working the ground. So it was very, very difficult. We lost a lot of live income as artists, and I feel like promoting and making sure people know your brand physically is part of like live income, so to speak. So it was very, very difficult. Yeah.
Sorry. What are the sacrifices that you've had to make to be where you are today? And secondly, as an artist, what do you stand for and what do you want your listeners to get from your music?
Okay, so sacrifices. I was willing to have a rocky relationship with my mother for the sake of my career. I was literally willing to say, "Hey, Olade, think what you want. Like, I mean, I'm out. I want to go do my own thing," you know. And we didn't speak for 3 years. Imagine me and my mother. We didn't speak for 3 years. I remember she saw me on TV doing ones and twos. Kabelo ngwanak. Yo, Kabelo. Osebedit, you know. So that's when the conversation started to be parent and son, kind of like. And that's if it wasn't for that, if I didn't do that sacrifice, I don't think she would be in the house that she's in. She would do the things that she's doing now. So those are the sacrifices. What I want to stand for and what I want people to take from my music. I don't know if you've noticed, I don't do, even when I shoot videos, I don't do the typical, I don't have alcohol in any of my videos. I don't do the typical, let's go and have fun. There's a pool, there's bikinis, and it's crazy. I don't do those things. In fact, I'm not a fan of music videos. Yeah, as of recent, I've stopped. There's no music video that you see me in. Like, it's not my thing. You know, I just used to do it because I want people to see my face. You know, it was nice to see yourself on TV as well. But personally, for me, it's something that I don't like. So what I want you to take from my music, yes, I want you to dance, I want you to do whatever, but create some memories, you know, find strength. It's an overwhelming attention of DMs and inboxes, whether it's on DM or, on Instagram or wherever, where there's people that were literally next to dying and they listened to Fetch Your Life, the words there, and it gave them hope or whatever the case. I'm not saying it cured them, but it had something to do with their well-being. You know, you might not look well physically, but the inside for me is more important. So songs like Fetch Your Life, songs like Google It. It's a nice, fun song, but trust me, the dignity of the people from Google It to some extent, it was restored. I know a lot of people that come from other countries went to Google it because of this song, you know. So it's either you motivate or you promote a certain lifestyle. So I'm not here to promote lifestyle. I'm just here to motivate and put you in the right space.
Sure, Prince.
Sure, Bazam.
Okay, kamubusane ngiphuma
Sure,
ezola.
Tom.
So ngifuna ukubuza ukuthi ama manager nama PR usually athatha how many percent engomeni, and ngifuna ukubuza ukuthi how do you plan ama tours wakho?
Okay, so managers, I've got two managers. I've got a booking agent and someone that manages my brand. So a booking agent, every time we get paid for a certain booking, they take 20% of the income. But this is after deducting all the expenses, transport, accommodation, and whatever. They take their 20%, I take my other 80%, and we call it a day. As far as management is concerned, it's according to the relationship that you have with the manager. If you're going to work on a monthly basis, it doesn't really, percentages don't really matter in that relationship, because this person does almost everything. Like my manager right now, if I get stuck, flat tire or whatever, and I can't move around or whatever the case, they're always worried what I'm doing. And you can't quantify that in terms of value. You know, you can't say, okay, you came here, hence I'm gonna give you 1,000 or whatever. You need to like have an understanding. I'm giving you this much, and then, you know, you just be a manager. Yep.
How was it? Sharp was it?
Sharp was it?
Sharp. You opened the door for me there when you started telling us about your personal life.
Okay.
I just want to ask in terms of the relationship that you were telling us about your mother and also your late father. Now I want to understand, how do you then impart that to your own? So to your own seeds. You know, how do you relate to them, and do you keep in touch, and what life lessons are you sharing with them?
You know, that part of my life is very open, but within my family, because my mom also confesses to my kids that she wasn't supportive of this music thing, you know. So it's a conversation that we have, even when we like partying, not partying outside, club, whatever, but at the house having fun. We have these conversations where, as kids, we need to support. As parents, we need to support your dreams as kids. And only now my mom understands that, and she's the one that is advocating for that. I know now she's paying for my son's piano lessons. She's the one that's paying for those, you know. And I didn't even. I was like, I just spoke the other day. I was like, I wish my son could play the piano. And then a month later, like, they've done 4 lessons already. I'm like, okay, that's dope, you know. So it's very, very important to support your. It's not even about kids. Anyone that is around you, man. Like, it's very, very important to support what they believe in. Like, my mom also believes in. She's in the taxi industry. She started that business 2 years ago. And my mom is not a big dreamer. Like, she was like, nah, if I can have one taxi, I'm like, no. This one must buy the other one, they must buy the other one. So I supported her through that process. You know, I was like pushing her all the time. You need to buy another one. You need to buy another one. So today she's very successful. She's doing her own thing. So it's very important to support each other as a family.
It's me again. Hi.
No problem.
I think my question should be, if we considered artists and musicians as frontline workers, for example, like the way that we take care of doctors, how would you, if you had to go back to day one when you decided that you wanted to be a musician, how would you reimagine the music industry in order for us to make sure that artists are taken care of in the same way?
Unfortunately, though, with that question is that as artists, there's like, I know there's Samro. You're familiar with Samro, right? Yeah, and the Samro, there's a lot of incompetent people at Samro. There's corrupt individuals at Samro. There was a scandal that Samro couldn't pay artists, so-and-so billions were not there, whatever the case. So unfortunately, as an artist, you are on your own. You know, there's no society or a group of people that are there. And when I say a group of people, I mean a group of financially backed people. When an artist goes through what they go through, these people come and say, hey, here's a retirement fund. Oh, you know what I mean? Or here's something to show that you've been working, you know. But unfortunately, if you are not on radio, airplay, the Summer of Future Income, they can't be held accountable. So it's very important to understand that you're on your own. It's very important, like I said, financial independence. That's me saying you're on your own. You need to be independent financially as an artist. So forget about the other bodies. Like everyone is corrupt in any other structure that I've known in the music industry, you know. But you need to, as yourself, as a company, you are the company. Don't be corrupt. Don't just use your finances haphazardly, crazy. Go to Gucci and spend 2 million like crazy. So yeah, you're on your own, unfortunately. Yeah.
Hi. I don't know how to do this.
I like the mask.
Hi, everybody. Balisa from Cape Town.
So
Quick
Pulse.
one.
Yeah.
You were talking about social media and Instagram and I think one of the gentlemen asked how were you able to leverage during lockdown?
Yeah.
Now, my follow-up question to that is the craze right now is TikTok, Reels, challenges, hashtag challenges.
Yeah.
What is your stance on these challenges? Do you think that it's a quick, easy, cheap way to market yourself, market your business? Just hop on a trend, have people do dance moves and let that spread like wildfire? Or do you think it's like a lazy way? I'm going to make an international example here so no one is touched.
Okay.
Beyonce hopping on Savage.
Okay.
For me, I thought that was lazy. Megan Thee Stallion was already trending. She was doing so well. She was killing it on her own.
Yeah.
Texas born. Beyonce literally gave her 2 verses and then boom.
Yeah.
Luckily, they gave those proceeds back to charity, 100% of those proceeds.
Dope.
But personally, I thought, it was already hyped. She did the work.
Yeah.
So what's your stance? And as Kabelo, moving forward, do we see you hopping on a TikTok trend?
Okay, yeah. Your questions. So I think as an artist, the bigger you are, the easier it becomes to market yourself. So the smaller the artist, it takes so much more. But with the whole trends thing, let's take Beyonce for instance. Beyonce can go on Instagram and type a dot. She's gonna get all the likes in the world. Just by a dot, you know what I mean? So it's very easy for those kind of people. But these small artists must not think, now I'm a Beyonce, now I'm gonna do the same thing. Because if it does work for you, it's not sustainable. You don't have anything to show for it. Let's say I'm a new artist, I come up with a challenge of, give me a popular hashtag. John Vulligate, yes. The recent one. John Vulligate. Let's say John Vulligate is something that I came up with, and it's an overnight sensation. I don't have a catalog, first of all. I am unknown. No one knows me. And like people are not really interested in me. They're interested in this hashtag. The minute the hashtag goes away, like, you're gone. You understand? So one thing also about life lessons is people are never interested in you. The camera guy right there, I'm not interested in him. I'm interested in what he has to do with that camera. You understand? Anyone in here, like anyone that has got a job in here, no one is interested in you. They're interested in what you have to offer. So what you do with the things that people are interested in, that you do, you make sure you nurture them. You mold them. You make sure that they live on, Keep people interested, like, in this thing. Because the minute you make this thing about you, it's what do you have to do? What do you have to offer? So that's my thing.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. My name is Nosisi.
Yeah.
So I want to kind of go back to when you started in the music industry and you were kind of committed to music. Now, when
Yeah.
you decided I'm going to start production, there are a lot of people who do the same type of music.
Yeah.
How do you know that I'm going to do this thing and it's going to earn me money? Or how am I going to, like when you talk about your parents or your mom not supporting you, maybe
Yeah.
that's the thinking to say, nibaningi,
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
doing house music.
Yeah.
So what's going to make you stand apart? Is it by chance? How does it really happen? When do you know to actually commit to say, you know what, I'm going to do this thing.
Yeah.
And even if it takes me 6 years,
Yeah.
I'm going to do it and eventually I will succeed.
It's interesting question. I think one of the things that we need to understand as individuals is that first, before worrying about what you're going to take back from something, you need to first worry about how you're going to do it. I think from how you're going to do something, then comes the worry of, am I going to make money over this thing? Off of this thing, or am I going to be better than everyone else? So I didn't know if it was going to work. You can say by chance, you can say that. But I don't believe in things by chance. I believe in putting in the work, and then getting something out of that. I say this all the time. There's a lot of producers that I've seen that are in a shack somewhere, at a kasi, that are way, way, way better than me, But he's just sitting there with this thing here. He's just like, I can produce, I tag, I produce. That's all he's doing. So I think you need to stand up and start moving, so that you can work the ground with what you have. So work ethic plays a role. Yeah, you need a bit of luck, yes, here and there. You need the talent, the skill. Something that people can be able to buy in. One more thing though, when something is good, there's no one that can stop it. When something is good, it's good. So you just need to push it so that people can see it, and then you're gone. Yeah.
It's me again.
Is it?
Sure. You talked about an app like earlier on, which is like universal.
Or universal music for artists.
Yes. And this question is again like a follow-up on what you just said right now about like artists having like dope music, but they can't get it out there. You know? One thing to come that I came to realize about music as I grow up with music is like to get music out there, sometimes it's very expensive, especially if you're building a brand. It's not very expensive, but you need an income to get it out there. Firstly...
I don't agree, but carry on.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay. You need, like, how to present your stuff. Like, I don't know if things have changed around, but in order for you to get a song out, you have to do a cover, you have to distribute your music on platforms, which you have to pay for. You have to move around, get your music to radio stations. You have to have like a presentable copy for the music, to look presentable. So one of my questions is, do you believe in using like gatekeepers to get your music out there, or do you do it for yourself and let it reach people? When you start doing a project, do you have a specific target market saying, okay, this music is like, I know Jermaine will like this music. Now I will focus on pushing my music, go Jermaine.
Yeah.
And you push it yourself, or do you have somebody as a gatekeeper that site and say, I've got this, can you do my music that side, or do you do it yourself?
Yeah, I get the question. Yeah. So this other day I was having a conversation, similar conversation with one of my friends. So the conversation was, what works between having a great song or having a whack song with a big budget? That was the conversation. Big budget, whack song, Great song, no budget. What works? For me, it's the song. When I had better days, data file host, you just need, I think you need like 100 megabytes to upload a song on the net, you know? And I can't even quantify 100 megabytes right now. I can't even say how much it is, you know? Let's say I had 15 Rand, bro, and I went to an internet cafe, uploaded the song, and then the song is gone. Just like that, you know? But you get big, oh my God, I don't want to be controversial. You get like big collaborations, like big. Can you get like a big artist and another big artist and another big artist on one song? Whack. It lasts for that week. It's over. Like I know those kind of songs. You know those kind of songs. Like everyone knows those kind of songs. Big collaborations, big budget, no talent. Not saying they don't have talent. Sorry guys, not saying they don't have talent, but I'm saying that they didn't execute the talent well enough to show in the song. But you get someone like a Zahara. I remember when Zahara like came out. Do you know Zahara's story? When Zahara came out, she played the guitar, released Tears Records. Tears Records was an independent label, not signed under anyone. TK and Zbu took Zahara, put her on. It was over. You know, that time Zahara released the Loliwe. The time Zahara released Loliwe, I remember there was a time I was traveling to a certain place, but it was a long distance. I didn't know who this girl was, you know? It came on and it was over. Like, I was like, there's a girl, and everyone was like, you are late. Zahara, we know that, you know? So a good thing is very important to focus on how good the song is rather than the budget. I've never paid a music compiler, a TV station. My shit is good, bro. You know? Like, I've never paid any of those things. I just submit and I'm good. Yeah. Sorry to swear. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Sure, Crims.
Sure.
Ngifuna ukubuza ukuthi wenza kanjani ukuthi think like you have a company and you want maybe Universal to sign a contract with you, to a distribution contract with it. Yeah, I want to, like, how do you do that?
Yeah, it's simple actually. You just you've got a label. You go to Universal. It's called a JV, so it's a joint venture. Whatever the two okay, let me put it this way. There's an artist and then there's two labels. Né? This label is an independent label. It doesn't have money to push this artist, and then it calls Universal. Okay, I've got a Zahara here. I think she's really good. We want to push. Can you invest in her? We will like construct a JV. Whatever she makes, you take your money first that you've invested into this artist, and then we sign a 50-50 split. So that's also very, very possible. It's actually very, very simple. It's an in thing actually right now. JVs are flying everywhere. You know, yeah.
Okay, so we are going to take the last round of questions from the two gentlemen here in front.
Sure, Kaybee.
Sure, Wuti.
How are you?
I've seen you somewhere.
Lindo Summer.
Huh?
Lindo Summer.
Yeah, Lindo Summer. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Face looks very familiar.
So I had a couple of questions, and eventually they all ran out because there's a lot going around. But I think as an artist myself, I'd just like to know, firstly, what has been your biggest highlight so far or achievement since you got into the industry, and what are you inspired by to go the extra mile and also master the craft of which you believe that it's a skill and it was not talent for you?
Yeah, so the highlight for me in my career is actually something very personal. I've got a mother that is into like decors and nice houses, and yeah, you know, I think it's a woman thing. Like everyone is like, you know, so yeah, so she likes those kind of things. So the minute I got her the house of her dreams, like it's something that I can't explain. When I looked at her face, yeah, for me that's my biggest highlight for yeah, in my career. But your next question is, sorry, man.
Okay, I forgot it.
You forgot? Yeah. I also forgot.
What has inspired you to go the extra mile to master your craft?
Oh, yeah. So I'm inspired by people. I can be inspired by how you look. I can be inspired by how the crew here is so committed to what they're doing. You know, I'll be like, literally, I'll take something very positive from here and be like, yo. When I get to where I'm going, like, yo, Afit, those people there, they were working. Like, I want to do more, you know. So I take a lot from people around me. Also, like, I've got a team that is always, you know, pushing me. Like, they're always like, Afit, you need to go. Like, we don't have time, you know. I'm not saying I'm rushing or I'm competing with anyone. I'm a very competent person. Like, I like being number one. I get so pissed off, dog, when my song is number 5. I hate that. I just want to be there, you know. So I've got people that push me all the time. And for me, it's like a drug, a very positive drug, because I know how to control it. So for me, people that are around me pushing me and the people around that are doing their own thing. I ran a producer challenge on Twitter where I selected a producer. We bought them new equipment and whatever. You know what inspired me from that? What inspired me from that experience, they sent a video that I watched where they're making music. Literally, they made music. If you're into music, you'd understand having a stereo setup. A stereo setup is having 2 monitors working, you know. So what we call this a sweet spot. When you stand in front of 2 speakers and you can receive a stereo setup, we call that the sweet spot. They don't have the sweet spot. They don't know what's happening on the left. Because with music, what you do on the left, you do on the right. So they don't know what's happening on the right. But the quality of the product, that's what inspired me. I'm like, how do you know what's going on? How, dog? You know? So it's like, no, I just do it. Just something that happens with me. I'm like, that's proper inspiration. And then from that, I did something else. Yeah.
Sure,
Baba.
Sure. You guys beef every day. Sure, Ben. Sure. How important is for one to keep relationships in this industry? And can you explain a 360 deal for me?
Okay. Is that the last question? Okay. Beef on Twitter. Ne? Beef. You're talking about beef on Twitter. I don't wake up and say I want to beef. Really, I don't. I've got better things to do with my time. So, like I said, I've got something inside me is triggered when I've got something to say. You know, I can't keep quiet, you know. And I feel like, just to deter a bit from your point, I feel like one of the things the men in South Africa or in the world have got the biggest rate of committing suicide. You know, I feel like one of the things that when people say, hey, I'm going to go kill myself, they can't even say it for someone to help them and say, don't kill yourself. The way they're so, like, suppressed. You're not supposed to say anything. Hey, if you say anything, you're arrogant. So all those things, all that bottling up and taking in things you're not even supposed to take in and keeping quiet, you tend to get like lack of respect from other people, you know. I think even in a setup like this, people know what the digital guy has to say about some things. You know, people know what the coffee guy has to say about some things. People are open about things. We need to have a healthy environment like that. So where people are open to say whatever they want, as long as you're not being disrespectful. As long as you're not being disrespectful, please say what you have to say. So I feel like people kill themselves and they go through depression and whatever the case because they bottle things inside. So me, I'm very open. I speak. I'm not there to impose my narrative on you. I'm there just to say, Fit, based on your point, I think, let's take the master's thing. Maphorisa was like, you don't own your masters, you know? But I'm like, no, there's actually other things that I own that are worth more than the masters. And I listed my businesses. And everyone was like, arrogant. Why is he listing all these things? You know? But that's not the case. I wasn't trying to be arrogant. I was trying to make him realize in South Africa, I'm making more from other things than the masters that you're claiming are going to sustain my life. They've got nothing to do with what I'm doing, you know. the big income that I'm having right now in my life is in something else, not masters, you know. So I didn't wake up and say, I'm waiting for my producer to say something about masters and I'm going to, you know, try and say something bad or negative. I just had something to say that people didn't like, you know, and then they went for me. So it's very important. Relationships are very important when you're honest. You need to be honest with yourself and the person that you're dealing with. So I'll go back to the Maporisa situation on Twitter. I think he respects me more now than he did before, because I was very honest with him with what I think about what he said. Because he tagged me, he's like, Prince Kaybee doesn't own his masters. I'm like, yeah, it's sharp, but I'm not worried about masters. I'm worried about other things, you know? And that was very tense for him and his followers, and I became the bad guy, which I'm always on social media. So I'm like, relationships are very important, but don't lose yourself in trying to secure a relationship. You know, you can secure relationships, but please try not to lose yourself. The people that you're dealing with must know the kind of person you are. Sure. Yeah, bon.
You guys asked some really incredible questions today. You came prepared, hey?
Yep.
If you are the future of the entertainment industry, we don't have to be worried. Hey,
Yeah, of course.
some brainiacs, well done. And I'm going to hand the floor over to you as you give us a masterclass in practically what it looks like when you're doing your thing.
Yeah, so guys, I need like just a minute. So like, can I have some volume on the mic? Some volume on the mic? Can you guys hear me? Perfect. So I'm going to make you guys aware of something that a lot of people don't. So obviously this is Fruity Loops for the people that are familiar with the software. It's called Fruity Loops FL Studio. I'm actually the first African to be on the Fruity Loops roster. So, yeah.
Well done.
And it's an international brand, so that was pretty dope. So, with Fruity Loops, like I explained to the homie right there, it's a very, very simple yet complex software, because it gives you so much, but it gives you small things, but the things you can do with that small portion that you get from it is amazing. So what I'm going to make you aware of, you guys know my song that I did with Lady Zama. It's called Charlotte. You guys know a song that I did with Indlovukazi. It's called Guguletu. You guys know a song, which other song? No, but that song didn't make it, but it's called Kaorata. It didn't make it in the charts. Do you also Wajelwa, the guitar song? You guys know that song. Those 3 songs come from one song. That's one idea. Those 3 songs, it's literally one idea. So I'm gonna show you how I did that. So all songs are in one key, first of all. Can I get some volume on my MIDI keyboard and the system? So all the songs are in one key. It's called the key E. I'm struggling with this mic. Can I get someone to help me with the mic? It's very loose. Or should I just let it hang like this, no? Yeah, can you take it up? Up. Yes. Okay, sure. Perfect. Just let it hang. So everyone, when you hear this, you know, right? That's Google It. But now I can play the Google It song inside a Charlotte. So what I'm gonna do, it's gonna take a bit of time, but I'm going to record the Google Etu and then play Charlotte inside Google Etu. I just need to get a metronome going. That's the first recording, and I'm gonna record the chords now. So that's like Google too and Charlotte. That's how the songs came about. It's in the same key. And then, you know, when someone says, I need to be alone, that's Charlotte. And then you play the keys. That's Charlotte. It's literally in the same key. Everything is the same. So what I did, I took a template of Charlotte, the song that came first. And then I think it was when did Google It come out? 2018. This is like 5 years later. And I went into Charlotte. I was like, what can I use here? And then I like, okay, same key. Let me try and shift things around. And I just changed the chords. And then we had the Google It 2 chords. And then we had that distinct piano that you hear when you hear Google It. Thank you so much, guys.
Sure. Wow, that was incredible. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
You really are like a musical extraordinaire.
Yeah.
And thank you for giving us a masterclass in every sense of that word.
Yeah.
An afternoon well spent. Wouldn't you guys agree? Yeah? Please give Prince Kaybee a big round of applause.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing and just being vulnerable. You weren't holding back, like you literally gave
never
us your
hold
all.
back.
No, it was really incredible. And thank
Yeah.
you so much to you at home for watching. Thank you to our live audience members. Give yourselves a round of applause. All of this was made possible by Old Mutual. And if you maybe want to be an audience member or come here, join us and make use of our incredible facilities, all you need is an Old Mutual money account, and it only costs you R4.95 a month. So make sure that you get yours. Go to ampstudios.co.za and click on the money account tab. And that's it from us. Thank you so much for engaging with us. It was an incredible afternoon. We'll see you again next time. Cheers. Round of applause.
AMP Studios brought to you by Old Mutual.